Hello everybody, X here, and back to a different video today. As you probably already guessed by the title of what this is going to be about. Not a video I thought I would ever be making, but well, things happen. Right, so as you can see from the title, the mystery is revealed in the weight loss vlogs, if you call them. If you're not, then go check them out. That there wasn't a lot of exercise, and the exercise was the same for every day last week because I wasn't allowed to leave the house, and that is because I had a positive test for the Rona, COVID-19. So that was fun. So I just wanted a short video for anybody who might be interested. My experience, symptoms, how it was, how it progressed, and then the track and trace system of the NHS, which does not work. Is the base of it. So yeah, here we go. I've got my thing, so I remember what to talk about. So yeah, first, COVID. First thing will be, I have literally no idea where I got it from. There's only a couple of places where I could have caught it, which is walking to and from my work from home, in the supermarket. I go on a day, and that's literally it. But of course in supermarkets everybody's wearing a mask, apart from the odd, idiot. But so it is a bit of a mystery. I am assuming I caught it from somebody walking past me and coughed, and that was it. As simple as that, I think. But I'll never know, I suppose. 100% anyway. So how it progressed. Symptoms started on Tuesday. Like proper, started to get shortness of breath. Shortness of breath when I was walking back home. It was knackering me in a lot more than it did the previous days. Also on the next day, the Wednesday, not many people know about it, I do like a bit of tomato sauce on my food. That literally started tasting like arse. Don't ask me how I know that. So that was another key factor. And then on the Friday, it was just getting worse and worse and worse. The shortness of breath, and of course a really bad cough started. So on that Friday, this will be, actually I'll save that for the track and trace thing because that's sort of related, and I'll also explain later in the video as well why I didn't get tested. So I thought it was alright, on that Friday. Well, it doesn't make sense otherwise. Rang the 119, gave all the symptoms, and they told me that they didn't believe that I had it because I didn't match enough for the symptoms, so I never got tested. So I just kept carried on as normal. Throughout the week, it was getting worse. My battery's dying again. I am sick of these batteries, because they're getting worse and worse. And then on the Thursday, the week after, we had to call an ambulance because I was feeling extremely faint when I was walking. And close to passing out, and also so it was getting bad, and I just couldn't breathe. The paramedic who came out, great guy, very nice, of course. Recommended that I did get a test, which is the first time somebody told me that. So of course I did. The next day, and a couple of days later, well actually, like midnight, I think it was on that day. Then same day. I got the email saying you've got the Rona. So of course that started off. And moves swiftly onto the next subject, which I will begin after I change this darn battery. It's going out the window. Right, new battery. Hope this one lasts longer. Anyway, track and trace NHS. First off, it doesn't work. The system is completely, totally flawed, in my personal opinion, and this is why. As I mentioned in the previous one, a couple of days into my symptoms, we rang the 111 number, coronavirus hotline in the UK, and they said to us that I didn't match enough of the symptoms for them to send me a test, so they didn't, so I was never tested, and because they did that, I carried on as normal, because, I assume they know what they were doing. So I didn't think to it. But when it got to the point where we had to call an ambulance out because I was that bad, we basically said, I've got to now. It's on my medical record because the paramedic came out. I thought, might as well, just to get rid of it. So, get rid of the doubt that I might have it. And of course I came back saying I did. On that Thursday. Of course then I think it was the Friday. Was it Friday? No, on the Sunday after that, got the call from track and trace, the 10 days stay inside or whatever. Me thinking that, of course, because it says on the email you get, it starts to take 10 days from when your symptoms started, which was for me that Tuesday. But no, they rang me up and said it was 10 days from the positive test, which of course I was very pissed off about, to put it blunt, because I was in the recovery phase already, because I'd left it that long. And on the app, the track and trace app also doesn't work. When you get an email that's got a code on it. If I'd have gone onto that app, I could have put that code in, declared the date when my symptoms started, and I'd have been in self-isolation for 6 days less than when they rang me. I'd have been instead of being out on the Sunday, I'd have been out on the not Sunday. Is it Sunday? I don't know. Instead of being out after 10 days, I'd have been out after 4. So that's how broken that system is. Because obviously I was going to try and put in the 16th because the app won't let me. So I assumed stupidly that when they ran me, they'd see that I put the 16th in when it started, and then I'd be all clear just to carry on. But no. So it's a good thing that I'm on a salaried job. Otherwise I'd have lost a week's wages for absolutely no reason. So good job I was. Otherwise they'd have been fronting that bill. I don't think you can claim it's 500 quid is it or something. I don't bloody know how it works. But yeah. And then of course they obviously go to everybody who you potentially been in contact with, which for me wasn't a lot of people, to be honest. Only individuals at work. It's basically most of the family, because that's who we work with. Yeah, I'll get there eventually. One person who was rang had to isolate for about a day total. They did. Someone who else you contacted had to isolate until the same day as me, and then somebody else who they contacted through the trace had to isolate for 3 days. Explain that. The person who's completely, totally recovered by about the 3rd day had to, 3rd day of when they rang me. No, it was probably more than that. Like the first day I was alright, to be honest, because it was all going. Yeah, so by that point, yeah, it just really annoyed me, to be honest. It got me slightly down as well, because obviously I was stuck in the house, working from home for that time. So the system doesn't work. So my advice to anybody, if you do get a positive test, as soon as you get that email, go onto the app and enter it straight away, because then you will have your isolation date and you'll be in there the shortest possible. Of course, if you do still have really bad symptoms, then staying inside for 10 days isn't that bad. But if you're completely and totally recovered like I was by the time I got that email, well, near enough, then it just doesn't work. I even explained that to them. I understand if it had been, a couple of days, fair enough, because I tested positive, maybe 5 days or something, I don't know. It's just the fact that basically everybody who contacted through the track and trace had to isolate for different amount of days, like 3, 5 and 10. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, I'm in the same vicinity. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. It didn't. So overall, fully recovered now. Well, I say fully recovered. Still got a slight shortness of breath and a very slight cough and a constant feeling of cack just there, which they told me can last for 3 months. So that's good. Yeah, so I thought I'd just did video to share my experience. Caught it from who knows where, just to summarise. Gradually worsening shortness of breath. Coughing, of course, began. That was really only 2 days where it was really bad coughing. And then still recovered, and just as I was recovering, I had to isolate for 10 days, which is completely, totally stupid, in my opinion. But whatever, it's just my opinion. And I understand it's a positive test in a couple of days, fair enough, because I was still a bit bad at that point, but after 2 or 3 days I was fully recovered, which I told them when they rang me, but they were still insistent I'd stay inside. And of course, because I'd got it, it meant my wife and my son had to stay in, which was even worse because obviously my son has now missed a week of school, which annoyed me even more, because, you know, missing school's important. So yeah. So that's it really. So if you enjoyed it, push like, leave a comment down below. Of course, if you've experienced it, share some experiences down below. Follow me on Twitter if you want for any further future videos down below. And that's what I say. I've been X.X. I shall see you in the next video, whether we do probably World of Warcraft video or a new weight loss vlog. See you then.